Welcome back to On Air B&B Football with Brandon and Bryce, Bryce and Brandon. Thank you for coming back, watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Spotify. Whatever you're doing, we appreciate it. Today we're going to be coming at you with the On Air B&B Football Game of the Week. Okay? But before we get into that, please help us reach our goal where we want to talk to you, the fans, the players, and the coaches. We want to be able to come out to the stadiums, whether it's college or NFL, and tailgate and have fun, but also bring you better content while doing it. We can't do that without y'all's help. So please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And Bryce, let's go ahead and get into it. Go. So, game of the week. Now, this is our pick because obviously it's a divisional game, but it's also kind of divisional for us. What we mean by that is I chose the Cardinals to win the division, and he chose the Rams to win the division. And we're both 0-1 right now. So, the other two teams in that division have a win.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we're both down a little bit, but obviously there's also a lot of moving parts in this game, too. So, Bryce, what on the Rams side are you looking at since you are NFC Rams?
NFC Rams?
Yeah.
So, I'm looking to see how the offense is, of course, going to look without Puka Nacua for a few weeks. How it's going to look running the ball. Kyron didn't run the ball very well. He had 18 carries for 50 yards. He did have a touchdown against the Lions, but 18 carries for 50 yards isn't great. So I'm looking for them to maybe get that run game going a little bit more to help Stafford so he doesn't have to throw the ball 49 times again.
Yeah.
Kupp looked great, like I predicted he would. One of my top 5 receivers in the league still.
I predicted that he would look good too.
He looked. I'm just saying I had him up there. I did. No one wants to listen, but he had 14 for 110 and 1 tutty. He had like
21 targets.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You have a really good improved Lions secondary, still getting 14 catches on him.
But it was week 1, so we don't know about the Lions defense first of all. But anybody that gets 21 targets is obviously a little bit talented there.
Yeah,
and
best route runner in the league still probably.
Yes, but I still wouldn't say he's top 4 where you have him. So I mean, I love Cooper Kupp, and I think he's going to be great for fantasy, great for the Rams, everything.
A healthy Cooper Kupp is a top 5 receiver.
Right. Okay. Yes. But all right. So on the other side of things, what about Puka Nacua's replacement?
Yeah.
Is that going to be it? I mean, I know there's Demarcus Robinson. That's Tyler Johnson.
That's probably who it's going to be, is Demarcus Robinson. That's who I'm thinking it's going to be. But you can't really replace Puka Nacua, especially the volume he had last year. Of course, it was a little bit without Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's got to stay healthy. Cooper Kupp stays healthy, and this offense will be fine while Puka Nacua is gone, because Puka Nacua was doing it without Cooper Kupp there. So with this offense, Cooper Kupp is, of course, going to be Cooper Kupp, and he's going to produce his numbers without Puka Nacua there. And Stafford's going to give him the ball because Stafford is that guy. Stafford last year got Puka Nacua the ball without Cooper Kupp being there. So he's going to get his numbers. Stafford will be fine. I just want to see that run game going a little bit more. That defense played decent against the Lions. They got after it a little bit. And I think they'll be decent against the Cardinals. But let's move it over to your Cardinals, who don't want to target, who their quarterback says they don't want to, or it's not his job to target Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right, and I was just telling you, I mean, I think that's a little bit confusing of a statement, because what do you mean by that, Kyler? What do you mean by that?
I have Marvin Harrison in fantasy, and it was bad. Okay?
Yeah.
Him and Amon-Ra did nothing for me this week, so thank you.
Yeah, so, I mean, with that, I mean, the only thing I would say is, maybe he's thinking, maybe he's trying to put the blame on Marv a little bit, and maybe get open or catch the ball.
He was open. He had a touchdown. He had a wide open.
I know. I'm saying maybe that's what Kyler's.
I think he's more
saying
it's the coach's responsibility to call the plays for Marv. But
yes. Yeah, I think that would probably be the side I would lean toward. That's what's probably going to end up just probably take a little bit longer. Obviously, James Conner looked great. He's a workhorse back, and that's what they want to do. So as long as James Conner stays healthy, and we know at some point he probably will get injured. The past 7 seasons, he hasn't had a full season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with that also is he's rushed for 1,000 yards every season.
Yeah.
So you can count on James Conner in the run game, and that should open things up. They just got to get that offense flowing. I think Jonathan Gannon will definitely do that over in Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's no way they drafted Marvin Harrison at that Capitol,
Yeah.
and they're just not going to use him. They're gonna, I think, exactly what Marvin Harrison's dad said, the senior, where he said, "You don't target. If you don't get targets, you better demand them."
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna force feed him. I
Yeah.
feel like that's exactly what they're gonna do. And
They're definitely trying to get him involved early in this game. You have to. He's the fourth pick in the draft. He's the best wide receiver coming out.
right,
One of the highest wide receiver prospects ever coming out. So you got to try to get him the ball.
right. And I mean, in this game, the last game, we saw that Kyler threw 21 of 31.
Mhm.
So he threw the ball 31 times, and Marv got 3 targets for 1 reception.
Yeah.
But I think that, when we see how Greg Dortch played, right?
Mhm.
He was a safety blanket for Kyler in that game.
Mhm.
And that's probably a good amount of the reason why they got downfield and scored the amount of points they did against the Bills defense, who we just saw dominate Miami last night.
Yeah.
Also, that, when you get that whole offense clicking, you got Trey McBride, and if Greg Dortch looks like he did in that game, and you get Marvin Harrison going, and then James Conner is a great back to lean on, and Kyler's back and healthy, and he's looking good, I think this offense can be exactly what I predicted it to be all off season. And this could be a really tough game because I know the Rams defense looked really good last week for what we thought they would be. I thought they would be a disaster without Donald.
Yeah.
But they proved us wrong a little bit.
They did. The running game was weak. Of course, well, with the Lions' offensive line, their offensive line is the best in the NFL. So, of course, they were able to run the ball a little bit more effectively against that Rams team. But that's still a weaker Rams front. So I feel like this game, you're going to want to lean on James Conner more to run the ball.
Right.
Kyler, of course, will get out. Kyler was the leading rusher last week with 5 for 57. So I just think, though, I think they will try to lean on the running game a little more. They should lean on the running game a little bit more this week. But look for them to get Marvin Harrison Jr. involved early into that game.
Absolutely. And if you have him in fantasy, don't panic. Get it figured out. And also, rookies come on a little bit later.
They do.
Do not panic. Also, Cardinals fans, do not panic because you're going to win the division when it comes to the end of it anyways. So you heard it here first. Before all of the big-name analysts, I just want to point that out. And if the Rams win it, then you also hear
Yeah, you all heard it first.
So either way, you're getting a winner here.
We've said it months. We said it months ago.
Right, and I know the Rams are your pick for that division. The Cardinals are my pick for this division. So go ahead and give me the winner of this game, Bryce. Who do you think?
Of course, it's the Rams.
Of course, it's the Cardinals.
There you go.
I don't hate the Rams either, though. I think that this game could go either way. I think that it's going to be a shootout. I think that both of the defenses are not very good, and I think the Rams may have just got lucky in a week 1 situation last week.
They're both looking for their first win, too.
Right. So they're both hungry, and, different picks. So I guess we'll see. Maybe put some money on it. We'll see. Yeah. But thank you guys for watching. That wraps it up for us today. Please help us reach our goal once again, where we want to be able to come out to the stadiums and tailgate, have fun, but most of all, bring you better content while doing it. You can help us do that by hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share with everybody you know whether they like football or not. Because tailgating is fun, even if you're not a football fan.
Exactly.
So if we're trying to do that, obviously they want to watch.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Please leave in the comments what you think of this matchup. Who do you think's winning? Cardinals, Rams. I think I'm going to be on the outside here looking in, but leave in the comments also what you want to see for future videos. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.